I thought my gut feeling was completely wrong, until my boyfriend's ex revealed a secret that destroyed his entire family, and the shocking truth only got darker with every update. Have you ever had a gut feeling that turned out to be completely wrong? Today, I'm sharing a wild story with 5 crucial updates. My boyfriend and I had been together for 4 years. Before me, he was in a serious relationship with someone we'll call the ex. She remained closely connected to his family, primarily because she was the best friend of his younger sister. They would often invite her to family gatherings, like parties and birthdays. Honestly, I never saw this as an issue because she was dating someone else at the time, which made me feel quite secure from any typical ex-girlfriend drama. One day, while I was at his home, she announced her pregnancy. We were all thrilled for her, myself included. A few months later, she kindly extended an invitation to her baby shower, which my boyfriend and I attended. We expected to meet the child's father there, but he was nowhere to be found. This struck me as very odd, and a deep, unsettling feeling began to creep in. Something felt profoundly wrong because the only families present were hers and my boyfriend's. My mind started racing, entertaining the unsettling thought that perhaps my boyfriend's father was the baby's dad. It turned out my intuition was both completely off and horrifyingly close. The father was indeed someone in his family, but it was his dad who had gotten the ex-girlfriend pregnant. We only uncovered this shocking truth after she gave birth. She finally broke down, unable to carry the secret any longer, claiming she didn't want to hurt his family further. What makes this whole situation truly perplexing is how lovingly my boyfriend's family had cared for her throughout her pregnancy. She practically lived at their house, constantly pampered and showered with affection. Everyone was incredibly excited for the baby. His mother went above and beyond, ensuring she ate well, taking her shopping, and treating her as if she were a beloved family member. She was utterly spoiled, and I still struggle to comprehend how she maintained such an elaborate deception, lying to people who genuinely cared. No one ever questioned who the father was, or if he even existed. They simply assumed it was some random individual and didn't pry. She was integrated into every family event, birthdays, dinners, Christmas. She even participated in family photos while pregnant. It's truly astounding that only 2 people in that entire room knew the real story. I recall one dinner where we were all discussing baby names. The dad remained unusually quiet, while the rest of us ignorantly suggested names, unaware that the baby would eventually share a name with almost everyone at that very table. My boyfriend was always comfortable having her around. They were friends who had ended their relationship amicably. She was even quite sweet to me. As her due date neared, the family was there for her every step of the way. I suppose the weight of guilt finally caught up to her after 9 months of receiving their unwavering love and attention. She went into labor one morning while staying at their house. His mom, having diligently packed everything the night before, immediately drove her to the hospital. She called everyone to plan a surprise for her after the delivery. The mom was present during the birth, completely unaware she was witnessing the arrival of her husband's child. After 10 hours of labor, she finally confessed. Seeing my boyfriend's mom joyfully holding the newborn, she broke down and dropped the bombshell. The baby's father was the husband. We were all there, my boyfriend, his siblings, and me. Initially, his mom was in disbelief, thinking it was some cruel joke. But the girl just kept apologizing, pleading for forgiveness. Her best friend was aghast, yelling at her. The mom, utterly devastated, gently placed the baby back in the bassinet and sat there, trying to process everything. All the memories of her kindness and support for this girl, who turned out to be her husband's secret lover, came flooding back. It was beyond heartbreaking. She left without a single word. My boyfriend simply told her how deeply disappointed he was, how she had shattered his family. All their selfless acts, all the love they had shown, had been given to someone who had been deceiving them the entire time. The betrayal was profound, leaving wounds that might never fully heal. His dad, pushing 60, had impregnated a 26-year-old. It felt like a twisted soap opera unfolding in real life. His mom was utterly crushed. She pleaded with both of them, through tears, to end it. She couldn't fathom her husband of over 2 decades doing this to her. But no, the dad was defiant. He claimed the girl made him feel important and loved, things he insisted he hadn't experienced throughout their entire marriage. He even had the audacity to blame his wife for being mean and toxic all those years, truly hitting someone when they were at their lowest. Then, more truths began to surface. This girl had been actively flirting with the dad at every opportunity, even while my boyfriend and I were still together. Imagine that, smiling at you while making advances on your boyfriend's father. But it got even worse. Before she targeted the dad, she had been involved with my boyfriend's older brother. They dated before my boyfriend, eventually splitting up. Only then did she decide to settle for my boyfriend. Nobody knew about her relationship with the older brother, as he preferred to keep it quiet, which now makes perfect sense. This woman seemed intent on conquering every man in the family, and it was truly sickening. My boyfriend, disgusted beyond words, didn't even seem to care that she had cheated or that he was possibly her second or third choice. He was just completely done with the entire mess. Meanwhile, the dad and the ex continued their clandestine affair, sleeping together, pretending everything was fine. It was a complete nightmare. Gathering every ounce of strength she had left, the mom filed for divorce. She couldn't endure the betrayal or the humiliation, especially as the news began to spread among their family and friends. What's even sadder is that their mutual friends, particularly the wives of the husband's friends, seemed to embrace the girl, taking her to brunch, shopping, and even golf. The mom even confronted the girl's parents, hoping for some shred of support or an apology, but they either knew about the whole thing and supported it, or simply didn't care. Can you imagine being okay with your daughter wrecking a family and getting pregnant by a man old enough to be her father? I feel empathy for her getting caught in this mess, but ultimately, she was a grown adult who knew exactly what she was doing. We spoke once after everything came out. She claimed she couldn't help it, saying my boyfriend's family was the perfect family she had always desired. She came from a broken home where her parents had a nasty divorce after her father started a family with someone younger than him, even her age. It felt like a cycle of trauma repeating itself. The dad, utterly blinded by this so-called love, sacrificed everything: his family, his dignity, a marriage of over 2 decades, all for a woman half his age. He seemed oblivious to the destruction he left in his wake. As for the girl, she got precisely what she wanted, tearing through that family like a destructive storm, leaving nothing but chaos and heartbreak behind. Update 1. Ever since that fateful hospital visit, my boyfriend's mom has been trapped in a strange, unsettling silence. She hasn't uttered a single word to anyone, not even her own children. It's as if she's completely shut down. Then, out of nowhere, the dad appeared, attempting to provoke a fight while aggressively pushing divorce papers into her hands. But she didn't react as he expected. There were no shouts, no tears. She simply took the papers, signed them right there at the dinner table in front of us, and calmly walked away. He was stunned. I think he anticipated pleas, arguments, an attempt to salvage their marriage, but she offered none of it. She just signed and departed. Her silence has been so profound, it keeps all of us on edge. I've been trying every possible thing to keep her company, to keep her occupied, anything to distract her from the torment she's enduring. Yet, she remains a mere shadow of her former self, just drifting through each day. Update 2. And the ex? She vanished, seemingly consumed by guilt, moving out of state to live with her sister. Of course, the dad, still engrossed in his twisted perception of love, followed her. They attempted to make their relationship work, ostensibly for the sake of their new baby. They even got married, but it quickly became a disaster. She was embarrassed, unable to cope with the stares and whispers from people who saw her with a man old enough to be her father. They eventually divorced. Update 3. 3 years have now passed. The mom's suffering continues to cast a heavy shadow over everything. She used to be so full of life, and now, that vibrancy is simply gone. Her silence is more agonizing than any words could convey. It's like she's trapped within her own mind, reliving every betrayal, every lie. My boyfriend and I got married, and I am currently pregnant. However, the mom didn't seem excited about my pregnancy. I suspect she was traumatized. I am holding on to hope that things will eventually change for the better, and she will embrace a new beginning with us. Update 4. My daughter just celebrated her first birthday, and I wanted to share some truly wonderful news. My mother-in-law has transformed into a beacon of sunshine once more. She's a happy, radiant grandma, truly the best grandmother to our daughter. She is overflowing with love and hope, a complete metamorphosis from her previous state. She's even seeing someone new, an old high school sweetheart. How incredible is that? She gave love a second chance, and witnessing her joy has meant everything to our family. Update 5. Hello everyone, this might be my final update, but my mother-in-law recently got married. Things have turned out so beautifully for our family. I'm also pregnant again, and enjoying a healthy, loving marriage. My mother-in-law and her new husband are off to their honeymoon in Italy, and I found out she had never been overseas before. Her ex-husband never took her anywhere, despite her lifelong desire to travel. Now, with her new husband, she is finally seeing the world, and taking that second chance was likely the best decision she ever made. My relationship with her is simply amazing. She personally thanked me for sticking with the family through all the chaos and for being there during their lowest moments. Before they left for their honeymoon, she gave me the biggest hug. I truly appreciate everyone's support and those who followed our journey. It has been a tumultuous ride, but I'm so glad things have found such a happy resolution. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for being a part of our story.